NileFM.
This is Cairo's #1.
Now.
NileFM Aware.
Hello one and all, welcome to yet another episode of NileFM's Aware. With me tonight in the studio is a very special individual from the organization NARCONON. We'll be talking about drug rehab with Nour right here on NileFM's Aware.
Cairo's #1.
NileFM.
It is, of course, NileFM's Aware, basically the show that is trying to give back to our community. And with me tonight in the studio is Nour, representing an initiative that is definitely doing something that is A, not really talked about a lot, and B, really needed here in this country. Nour, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, you represent an organization or initiative called NARCONON, and you mentioned that it is an international initiative as well. Please tell me, what exactly is NARCONON?
NARCONON is basically concerned with two main issues. The first one is rehabilitation. If a person is already addicted to drugs, we do a rehabilitation program for him. And also we do presentations or awareness sessions for schools and universities or any group that is interested to know more about drugs.
Very interesting. And now I have to stop you there for a second because you mentioned the word rehabilitation for addicts or addiction. There was a lot of emphasis on addiction. What exactly do you define as an addiction so that me and everybody else listening know exactly what an addiction is? Is it something like, can you be addicted to coffee, or is it something reserved for hard narcotics like heroin or something?
That's a very good question, actually. So let me give you the exact definition of addiction. Addiction is a condition characterized by repeated compulsive seeking and use of drugs, alcohol, or other similar substances despite adverse social, mental, and physical consequences. This is the exact definition of addiction. The thing is, it's about control, How can you control yourself from not doing something that you don't want to do, or doing something that is beneficial for yourself, like for example playing sports or doing something good. So you have to have control to do that, and like passion or something that drives you to do it.
Well, that's something that I want to get back to, but right now I'm very interested in finding out what exactly is NARCONON doing to address the challenge of drugs in Egypt.
Basically, NARCONON is a rehabilitation program. So when a person is addicted to drugs, he does certain steps to get rid of the habit. So basically, he starts with a very strong communication course that increases his ability to confront and communicate and to control.
And this is something that you do within your organization?
Exactly.
Perfect.
So we started actually in 2006 delivering this program, but NARCONON internationally started in 1971. And now, as I told you, there is 150 centers in 45 countries. We are the first center in the Middle East and Arab countries. So and also we're doing the very important part is the education and prevention. One of the most effective tools that we use is the live presentation or sessions to schools starting from 12 years in Egypt. Of course, in the US and Europe, it's like a little bit earlier, like 6 or 8 years, they start to get sessions about drugs.
Wow.
Because they are more exposed and different culture and so on. So in Egypt, I would say 12 years, we start giving like for their age, like something that they can understand and they can relate to. Basics about what is addiction, what kind of drugs people use, why people use drugs, and so on. So we did actually some sessions in some universities and schools, but I want to send a message to students in schools, teachers, parents. I really want every school and university in Egypt to have this as, the norm, to have drug education sessions in their schools.
Now, we want to set the record straight. How exactly do we address issues of misconceptions about drugs?
Basically, we have a very nice little booklet called 10 Things Your Friends May Not Know About Drugs. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about marijuana here since you mentioned it. There's a question, it's a true or false booklet that has 10 questions. One of them is marijuana safe? The answer, of course, is no. Marijuana damages the lungs, nerves, and brain. And there's actually 400 chemicals in marijuana. If you smoke marijuana, there is 400 chemicals. 60 of those have been proven to cause cancer. There's two other points very important to marijuana too. One, there is an almost immediate burn-up of vitamins and minerals in the body when you smoke it. Second, the nervous system changes and the nerves in the body go numb, which of course may affect your judgment, for example, if you're driving or anything.
So all in all, pretty much, it's safe to say that marijuana is definitely not healthy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Another one I want to talk about is ecstasy. Ecstasy actually is a very dangerous drug because when someone uses ecstasy, it can cause a dangerous increase in body temperature that will make the person's heart stop. actually, basically.
Just heart attack, basically.
Exactly.
Wow.
Also, ecstasy may change cells in the brain. Ecstasy users can also have problems with their memory, so...
Now, I need to ask you here, does this happen, just even if you consume it once?
Yes.
Immediately?
Absolutely.
So basically, it's a myth that when people say, oh, come on, I'm just gonna try it once, it's just one time. Even that one time will cause this amount of damage.
Exactly.
Nour, thank you so much for coming, of course.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Now, I guess the only thing that's left to say, we talked about what is addiction. We talked about a lot of misconceptions about using drugs. We talked about so many things, but I guess the last thing that we need to talk about, if I am a drug user, or if I know somebody that is a drug user, if I want to get in touch, maybe I want to volunteer with NARCONON. How do I do that? How do I get in touch with you guys?
Okay, the first message is for a person who's already an addict or a friend of an addict. I want to tell them there is hope and recovering is possible, and there is many, many, many examples. Second, schools and universities, teachers or students or administration in schools, please get in touch. If you want a live drug education session in your school, you can contact me.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much, Nour, for coming in. And of course, a message from NileFM Aware as well. If you are one of these individuals that are just trying to do positive impact in Egypt, you're trying to give back to the community, I would love to have you on the show. Similarly to Nour here, as well as the initiative NARCONON in general. Email us at aware@nileradioproductions.net. That's aware@nileradioproductions.net. Just let me know what you're doing, and I would love to have you on the show. Nour, again, thank you so much for such an education and for the pleasure of having you on the show.
Thank you very much, Adham, and I really like your show, and best of luck.
Thank you very much. Well, that's it for us. I'll catch you again on Saturday with another group of individuals trying to give back to our community, and that's all right here on NileFM's Aware. Have a great evening.